Welcome to Strikers, the bowling champions. This is Mark Buffa. I'm here with Don Mose, the one and only, and we are getting ready to get into more bracket action. Another round of the top 32 here going into the top 16. We've got Joël Larche, Olivier Godin, Patrick Daou, and Daniel Champoux on this telecast. What did you think, Don, of last week's telecast with Simon and Patrick finishing off the day?
You know, I thought that Simon played the right lane absolutely awesome. He was the only one so far that's able to hook the ball and create a reaction and actually create a consistent motion.
Yep.
And Patrick, I think, is a great talent. He is a phenomenal bowler. He just had a couple bad breaks, yep. but I thought that was a show of two phenomenal talents.
So what we got here is, this is Olivier Godin. First time we're going to see him here on TV. This is his first TV appearance. And we've got some players that will play them, very similar to the winner of the A-side bracket, Marc-André Gagné. A couple of players here with a little bit straighter games that we should see some pretty good scores from all of them.
That's a pretty good reaction there.
Yeah, he looked pretty calm in the warm-up phase. Throwing a couple things. We were yelling at him a little bit, making some ball changes and stuff, but that was pretty cool.
You know, once again, you know, like we've seen over the last few weeks, the right lane's going to come into play again, and let's just see who can go ahead and control it and take advantage of it. Yeah,
for those of you just joining us, we've seen over the last couple of weeks, we are now on week 7 of the Strikers, the Bowling Champions Season 2, and we've seen over the last couple of weeks that a lot of bowlers have been having trouble on this right lane. So here's our first look at Joël Larche.
Oh!
Ooh, great shot by Joël.
Out of the gate.
Yeah, he's using a weaker piece of equipment with a hustle and just taking the friction that's given to us out on the lane and using that to his advantage.
You know, it's unique because he's actually playing the lanes very similar to another bowler we had great success. He's playing way right.
Yep.
And so I think this could be quite unique on the right lane. Let's see.
Yeah, well, you know, we're deep into the schedule. Guys have been watching ball reaction. People have been calling us, asking us for details because
there we go, double out of the gate.
We know what we're talking about, right?
Absolutely. Let's just write it down. This shows proof.
That's it. Would you publish a book? How to Bowl on Lane 4 by Don Mose and Mark Buffa. And Joël Larche. Great shot there. So we see both bowlers using the same balls on 3 and 4, whereas in the past weeks we've seen some competitors try to switch it up.
Whoa, oh, trips out the 4-pin.
Roll 4 for Olivier Godin. Great shot there on the left lane. 10-pin deficit going into the 3rd frame, but still great shot.
Look at that. Nice reaction. Little nudge and tip. Little brother pushes big brother over.
Oh boy. So he's got a very traditional style, great setup at the start. He works a lot. He qualified out of Salon-Qui-Trois-Cents in Sorel, Quebec. And I know that his coach is Richard Lafleur, who knows a thing or two about bowling. I know you've known Richard for a very long time as well.
Richard is a student of the game.
Yep.
I mean, he's very knowledgeable about our sport. Yeah. You know, that shot there, I mean, if you sit and look at it, it looks really cool with the pins dancing around, but that ball's a little light. He should make some adjustments.
Yep. And Joël is out of Valleyfield. I think he qualified out of Boulevard des Quilles in Iberville. But great player. We see him almost every week at the tournaments, and he also helps David Simard organize some of his events. So here we see another great shot from Joël. You know, I like what he's doing with this piece of equipment that's a little bit weaker in terms of hook potential, and he's using the hook of the lane to really help him out. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what he's going to do.
He's taking the lane out of play, basically.
True.
Wow, that was so fast it came back already.
Yep. So something distracted him going up to the foul line, take the time, regroup, and get ready for the next shot.
You know, in a testament to his mental game to stop and regroup like that.
Yep. And I didn't say anything too loud, so it's not my fault. He kind of grabbed that one a little bit at the finish. Leaving the 3-6-10. We've seen a bunch of these over the last couple of weeks. You know, 3-6-10 is not a gimme, don't.
No, Mark, and especially on lane 4, because lane 4 tends to hook in the middle. And if you overthrow, it'll skip it. But if you get a little softer with it, it'll grab. So it's not a give me.
So we see him hooking it slightly at the 3-6-10. Great cover. So we see here after 4 frames, we still have a match. Tight game going into the 5th frame.
You know, Olivier has sort of a combination of a classical style game and a contemporary game. He drops his shoulder. If you watch, he steps over a step. He gets out of the way, you know, when he sort of drifts away, you know, gets his hips in a better plane.
Great shot here by Olivier. Square shoulders going into the foul line, but very flexible upper body. Stays nice and balanced at the foul line. He takes care of himself. He's in the gym. He's spending time with Richard, like we said, his coach. And he's improved a lot over the last couple of years, and that's why he's here on TV for the first time. Not the first time we've seen Joel on TV, though. Joel's been around for quite some time. And he's not a veteran as of yet, I would say, but you know, he's always in the competitions and he's always making good for himself.
He's got a nice game.
Great shot by Olivier. Great shot.
Now
he's determined. He's not even giving a hand to his opponent. That's what I like in match play.
You know, if you look at the shot previously, he came in light and sort of danced him around. That was pretty flush there. So
yep.
Obviously, you know that he went ahead and made an adjustment.
Great shot. Ball penetrates the pocket really well. Great shot. Here comes Joel. Ooh, a little bit high. So remember a couple weeks ago we were talking about, you know, going high and some telltale signs that you need to make an adjustment. So we see here that Joel's, you know, he's gone high twice, right? Because he went 3-6-10 and now 4-pin. So this is something that he's got to make an adjustment on the next couple of pitches here.
Yep. In today's bowling balls with today's oils, you're looking, you know, between 3 to 4 shots, and the lanes are breaking down. You need to make a move. So it's something you should add into your repertoire. Every house will break down a little bit different, but you're going to notice there's going to be a theme, and just keep track of that. And after so many shots, you make a move. Yep.
So let's see if he makes the move here. He went really high on lane 4, which has been the tendency throughout the last couple of weeks, where the people have struggled with lane 4 because it's just hooking so much in the middle part of the lane.
Do you think it's a move, or do you think in the same part of the lane increased speed?
Oh, it's a move for him. I think it's a move for him. He's able to get left, and he's able to jam it through. See, like there, great shot. It almost looks like he overthrew it.
Certainly.
Yeah, but it, you know, that ball came roaring back. He gave it the business there at the bottom, giving it a little bit more of a push, and that thing went out to about the 3 board and came roaring back.
It visited Timbuktu and came out of nowhere. That thing was hooking.
Yeah, I didn't think that was going to come back as hard. I thought he was going to, you know, maybe plaque a 10 or something like that, but got fortunate enough to get back on the board here in the 6th frame. Olivier can take a commanding lead here with a great shot. Looks good off his hand. Whoa, great strike for the 5-bagger for Olivier Godin.
Heck, we passed the hand bone already.
That's it. This is the Olivier bone. But no, he's got a great look on the lanes. He seemed very calm and composed, and you know, just the determination in his eyes coming back from that shot. He's not phased.
No. And like all of our matches so far, they're bantering back and forth a little bit.
I love his starting position. He's nice and comfortable, shares the weight of the ball between both hands. Oh, shakes him up light, lets the 7-pin fall late. Love that starting position, gets the ball into the swing, nice pendulous swing, tucks his pinky finger just to get a little bit more side rotation. And look at this thing do its work. Comes in a little bit late.
Comes in, slaps him around.
Slaps him around, takes care of the 7-pin. Joel's got to start striking here, Don.
Yes, he does. Looks like a good shot.
Ooh, good shot,
dead
baby.
flush.
Great shot.
That's like a bulldozer. Just dropped him and just pushed him right back.
Yeah, he looks like he moved left a little bit and kind of give it a little bit more side rotation, because that thing came charging back with authority. I love seeing the just 10 back, just like that. You know, like that's the utmost. That's when you know that, you know, everything is lined up proper. You got the right ball, right combination of, you know, all the different variables that you know, maybe a lot of you back home don't really see, because, you know, the lane pattern is invisible.
Here we go.
Oh, baby,
great
great
shot.
Almost leads the 9-pin on that one.
I saw that.
So we got a game here, Don.
Yes, we do.
We got a game.
Bantering back and forth.
That's it.
Yeah, you know, it's impressive to come in light and just shred the rack and have pins dancing all over the place, but it's not consistent.
Yep.
It's not quite as fun to sit there and just push them back, but I'll tell you what, your carry percentage is a tremendous amount greater.
Yeah, Olivier's got to keep striking, because Joel's not going to give it to him.
He dropped that one with the foul. Oh. Did you see that?
One. Yeah. He got that one in a tad. Kind of helped it a little bit and got around it. And That was one of those foul line adjustments there, Don.
It certainly was.
I know that our French co-anchor over there, Danick Briere, is really good with the foul line adjustments. Hopefully he hears that when he's listening to the English commentary. He needs to come back with a quality shot here. He got away with murder on that last one, Don.
He certainly did.
Oh, boy. Good there. Ooh, baby! And he gets the 8-bagger. Going into the 10th with
Joel
authority.
answer?
He needs it. This is a must strikeout situation.
There's no question.
He needs to strike out for 266 and force Olivier to mark in the 10th.
Absolutely.
Yeah. He absolutely needs this. That's got to go. That's got to go.
Flush,
go, go.
Flush, flush,
oh, baby!
Oh!
We have a game, folks.
We have a match.
We have a match. Even though Olivier can get to 290, this is still tight because he's forcing. If he strikes out here in the 10th,
he's forced him to show up.
You force him to show up. You know, that's all you want is you want the chance to. That's why if you are the higher seed and Joel is the higher seed at the 10th seed and Olivier is the 23rd seed. So if ever you get a chance back home in a match play situation, you always want to finish first because you want to be able to apply the pressure.
You want to be able to, absolutely.
Get there, ball, go. Oh, just a tud high. That's pretty much it, Don.
Yep.
This is that's it for Joel. But great match. But wow, he just got steamrolled by Olivier Godin. You know, how do you beat somebody that shoots 290 at you possibly?
Exactly. Now look at this. I mean, he has a chance to shoot 245. How many times has 245 lost?
He was telling us earlier that one of his fondest memories was losing on TV 259 to 258 against Joe Roy that we saw last week.
Oh my goodness!
You know, so like, poor guy.
His
TV average is 245 or whatever, something like that.
I hope he goes in and washes the tread marks off that shirt. I mean, he's a good bowler.
Yeah, nice, solid, and he's improved his game a lot. He works with David Simard quite a bit, and you know, it shows. So great showing by Joel Larche. You know, how do you say you lose with 242?
You
right?
have no reason to be ashamed. He bowled a very good game. He made two bad shots, and that's it.
Yeah. So great game by Joel Larche, 242. A bit of a victory lap here for Olivier Godin.
Now, this is the case, would you try something different? Well, they moved in.
Now I would try something.
I guess at the time of the 10th frame, you could actually try without sweating.
Yeah, exactly. Not like Simon last week trying a different ball in the 10th.
Poor guy almost gave me a heart attack. My defibrillator went off.
Yeah, no, we spoke about it after the end of last week.
My Lord.
So is he pulling something out? No. He's still got the same ball in his hand.
It looks like he went further in.
You think?
Yeah.
Oh, let's see. Maybe he's going for a victory lap here, 290. That looks good. Yeah, shaker 7. I'd try something now on the fill, you know, like just to get an idea, see how that ball's going to fit too, you know, maybe going from ball to ball if he's not using interchangeables. You know, he could maybe see something there, but he's going to make the spare. He's going for the spare.
Yeah. He seems pretty comfortable where he's at.
Yeah.
You know, it's unique because his physiology, he's got long arms. He's going to push the ball to the front a little better than most of their guys, so.
So winner with 278 to 242. This was the highest scoring affair that we've seen so far in strikers in season 2. This was an unbelievable match. Just Olivier never giving him time to breathe, just crossing over there in the 10th, but it really didn't matter, don't.
No.
So, you know, Joel had a great look, and what do you want? You know, you run into a steamroller, and that's all you can do, right? So next match, we have two great friends battling each other out with Patrick Daou and Daniel Champoux, both bowling out of the 440 Bowling Center. However, they did qualify out of the bowling center in Louisville, which was the member center for the tournament. So we're looking forward to seeing these guys. Like I said in last week's closure, Pat Daou is an exceptional bowler, and I think his high series is 879. And this guy can strike. If you give him a look, you know, get out of the way because he's gonna take you down. You know, he's a great scratch player. We see him a lot of events, but some of these guys, if you give them just a peep of light in the tunnel, that's it. They're gone. You know, so kudos to that. And the other thing though is, you know, like we said, a lot of the straighter guys have a good look in this house, and that's Daniel Champoux's wheelhouse. He's good at going down and in. He's high-speed player, doesn't have that high of a rev rate, but he gets the job done too. He's got 230-something average in his house league. And, yeah, so this should be definitely a good match. So a strong power player with with Patrick Daou, and a great down and in player with Daniel Champoux. So really looking forward to this. And also just the camaraderie aspect of it.
They got to be good friends.
Yeah, they are good friends. They rode here together to come to the show, right? So I guess whoever loses is driving back home, right?
Yeah, whoever wins buys dinner.
So, okay. So are you buying dinner?
I always do.
Oh, okay. Hang on, didn't I buy last night?
Well, that doesn't count.
Well, anyways, always a pleasure being here with you in the commentary booth. And
it's always fun, Mark.
And out on the lanes, we got to maybe try to schedule in some action or some point.
There we go.
I haven't seen you throw a ball in like 20 years.
I've thrown a ball in 20 years.
No, that's not true. So here we get our first look at Dan Champoux on the right lane, which has been over the last couple weeks. However, guys have kind of figured this one out, don't?
Sort of a classical style, very square to the foul line.
Ooh.
Wow.
Dan is very emotional, guys. Don't think he's not going to run a bunch out.
Let's make it exciting.
Yeah.
Well, his hand's very soft. He doesn't try and overpower it, and you can see where he's definitely a bowler that controls his speed very well.
Yeah.
Which makes him very effective. Playing up the lane like the way he is, that could be a little bit of an advantage.
Yeah. And he's using something pretty strong, which is going to roll up and give him a nice finish on the back end too. So, oh boy, kind of falls out of balance there.
Oh.
Goes high for the 410.
Well, that's okay. Get it out of your system.
Yeah, he just had some poor footwork on that one. Just kind of slips at the foul line. Kind of almost jumps out of his shoes, right?
Yeah. Well, off and on, bowlers have been having a hard time throughout the weeks on the left lane as far as the approach. Sometimes it's been a little tacky, sometimes a little slippery, but every once in a while.
Let's see if he slides this one over, Doan. That's got to go. Oh, almost.
He's rubbing his foot against the approach.
Yeah, like you said, there's a couple bowlers over the past weeks that did have not issues with the left lane, but just maybe like first couple shot jitters, where they're still trying to kind of figure out what's going on with that approach. But yeah, again, like I said, he's a great competitor. I think in the third frame, he's definitely going to fix that up. So let's see how he attacks the right lane here for the first time.
Whoa.
Oh, a little bit of light switcher there. Fist pump there at the end. Great shot. Oh, that's still the first frame there going for the split.
You can see where he lost his balance there.
So let's see if Dan can capitalize on that first shot. So we see Dan uses like the full approach. And we see that he has a very long slide, and because he keeps his posture back, he slides a lot on his heel. And you'll see players use different combinations on their soles, and you see when he's walking back there, he's got a red heel on his foot, and that's the slide heel that will slide the most. So if you're the type of player that's a little bit softer on your feet and you don't push so hard off of it, definitely try different combinations on your shoes to try to rectify, having a consistent slide the way that you like it.
Sure.
I like my shoes to be a little bit more tacky, so I use tackier soles. But because I push so strong off of my right foot that I can't use something that's too slippery.
Sure.
So Dan cleans up nicely using the same ball, the strike ball for a spare. Great, great spare game from Dan. He's keeping it in play. He needs to make some good shots. And like I said, first time on TV, he's got the jitters. It's going to take him a couple frames to get that out of his system.
How many years has he been bowling?
He's been around for a long time. I remember bowling youth leagues with him back in the 90s. So that shows my age, don't.
Whoa. Almost.
He was asking that to push. He got it left off his hand. Fortunately, only leaves a 9-pin.
Well, that's a good break.
Look at that. Almost got the shaker strike out of that one. That would have been a huge benefit for him, but Patrick had a really good shot on that right lane on the last shot, so let's see if he makes that adjustment on lane 3 and kind of figures out that approach.
His spare shooting must be a premium.
Yeah. Dan's being very methodical today about the way that he approaches this. We see that he's taking his time walking back. He's talking to his loved one, Karen, that's also a great bowler in her own right, and they're kind of just, you know, throwing some comments around and looking forward to seeing what Pat's going to do here on the left lane.
Yeah, that's the better footing that time.
There we go.
Yeah,
he likes it, gets a nice
reaction.
fist pump after the first shot. We see that Pat's got pretty slow speed, and he really likes to slow twirl it. That's his wheelhouse. If he can play the puddle that's in the middle of the lane and use his rev rate to kind of, and he's got that nice little twirl where he kind of gets around it. So it helps the ball shoot through the front and keep a nice smooth transition down lane by using something with a solid cover like what he's got in his hand. So I think he's got the good combination here. He's just got to execute. He threw a very poor shot here on the right lane. On the no, excuse me,
left lane.
Yeah, on the left lane. He dead pured the one on the right lane. So forget what I just said.
Slid again.
See?
So at the first,
I guess I jinxed it again.
First frame, he lost his footing. This frame here, he lost his footing.
Yep.
I'm thinking it probably is more than anything else, is a little bit of jitters, because his timing is naturally a little bit late. So being late like that, if he tries to yank through his swing, it's in a move of center of gravity. It's going to cause him to fall off balance.
Yeah, either that or like you said, his timing is maybe just off by the fact that he's still a little bit nervous.
Sure.
And I know for a fact that when I get a little bit nervous, my feet go kind of fast.
Yes.
So, you know, that's my take. Maybe in his case, when he's nervous, he basically thinks of it too much, and it slows down his feet. Who knows? But, you know, tough break there, chopping the 3-6-10. You know, again, we talk about the 3-6-10 quite a bit because we see a lot of them, especially on the right lane.
Yeah, the right lane is anything on that right side like that is it's normally a difficult spare, but now all of a sudden you trade the difficult level is, you know, up, you know, an extra 10 points.
But that's why I think it was like in week 2 I discussed my spare shooting regimen. Great shot by Dan. Back in the match here. Remember I was talking about my spare regimen, and it was a 4-shot routine. It's basically like 7th pin, 10th pin, 3-6-10, 1-2-4. Because you're covering, like the reason why you're covering 3-6-10 is because it's a common leave and it's not easy.
No.
So that's why out of all of those 4, that's the one multi-pin spare that's included in the works, because it's something that you leave a lot. It's not easy to make.
Well, when we bowled in college, they used to make us go ahead and take the 10, the 7, the 4, and the 6, and then the 3 and the 2.
Okay.
And Bill's idea was if we can take them out, the chance of executing a good spare shot is relatively high because it creates accuracy.
Yeah. Because half of the time you're going to be leaving something with the front row in it, just like what we see here. We see the 6-10.
Yes.
Right? So he just gets this left off his hand, and yeah.
Once again, the right lane's rearing itself here a little bit. You need the speed or direction to get the ball to the front to create your hole in the back part of the lane. And that sounds, you know, a little different, you know, saying the hole in the back. Oh, my goodness.
Flags the 6-10 there. No bueno.
No. But the reason why it's so important, if the ball picks up, the ball will jump out of that hole too soon. And the whole idea is you want to create that transition to get the ball go down the lane to where it bleeds itself off. If it comes out too soon, what you seem to see right there, the ball go to the face, you know, so it's difficult.
Yeah. So we see Dan, excuse me, not Dan, we see Patrick here on the left lane. Let's see if he can bounce back.
You see there, he had better footing. The ball read the lane better.
Yeah, he's got to make a big move left on that left lane. Gone high now. Well, the way that the game is going now, Doan, this is a must-spare situation just to keep it within a 3-pin match.
Oh, my God, absolutely. It's interesting at times. We think when they start out that they're going to be striking like crazy, and then, oh, boy.
I got to stop talking about these spare conversions.
How's the weather outside?
I think it's a little nippy outside. So we have a 15-pin advantage going to Dan Champoux after a string of opens. Both competitors opening 3 times in the last 4 shots. Not something you want to see on live TV here.
Nothing you want to see anywhere.
No, never, especially at this level. Yeah. So time to make some good shots here. You know, chalk it up to just a bad start of the game.
It happens.
That's left off his hand, too.
Oh, that's Brooklyn off his hand.
Yep. Crosses over, gets the Brooklyn strike. That's not what he wanted, Doan.
But you know something? When you look up there now, it looks like an X. That's all that matters.
Definitely. That's the way he's got to look at it. He's got a couple minutes now to sit down, compose himself, and he's got to make sure that he executes a great shot on the next time around.
Got to reflect a little bit. We'll say a good shot.
That's got to go.
Yeah. Ball hung.
Leaves the 1-2-4-8. Just goes light. We see here that he gasses the ball.
A little push to make sure it hooks. And anytime you do that, you think at the bottom of the swing, think you're going to try and gas it a little bit or try and get on it. And generally what happens is you push the ball through the front part of the lane. If you want to create roll, you want to keep the hand soft and let the ball roll off your hands as you would like roll like a cue ball onto like a pool table.
Yep. Covers nicely with the ball. That's what you want to do on that because of the pin behind with the 8 pin. You really want to cover the 1-2 with the ball so the ball drives in and picks up the 8 pin. So we see Dan now just kind of warming up and getting that swing loose before he throws the shot because he's thrown a couple poor shots back to back, and he's really got to man up here and throw a good shot because he's got a big lead that was given to him by 2 open frames in the 4th and 5th frames.
And he's sort of trying to give it back. He got that one in.
Ooh. Just a little bit high, leaving the 4 pin. Like you said, just kind of gets high off of this. He goes high because he tugged it just a little bit.
Absolutely.
But still, he's in a good spot. I think he's got the right ball in his hand. I think he's just a little bit fazed by what's going on. You know, it's his first time on TV. He's got people around him that are I guess maybe expecting him to perform at a certain level, and I don't know, just get it out of the way, go through the process, and one shot at a time.
You know, but Mark, you know how it is when you get up there and the way you're playing the lanes is uncomfortable.
Yep.
And to get your mind to accept the fact that it's uncomfortable, you got to execute. That's hard. I mean, it's difficult.
Yep. So we got Pat Daou up here, and he can really put some pressure on Dan with a strike here. That's got to go. Push. Great shot by Pat. He knows that was huge because now this changes the momentum in the game, and he now takes a 6-pin lead.
That needs to capitalize.
Yes.
So before he gets up to the shot, he just needs to control his emotions. You know, get himself stable, clear his mind, and then walk through and execute a shot. Anytime you get to this skill level, you know how to bowl.
Yes.
So to sit and worry about every step, by the time you put up there, the only thing you should be worrying about is just executing towards your target.
Yes.
It's a good shot. Real good shot. Ooh. Oh, he rung a 10. What a bad break.
Great shot there. We see very high backswing. Gets the hand around it at the release point. We see this ball keep roaring back. Penetrated really nice, just a little bit late. That's what made the 6 wrap around the 10.
That wasn't that bad a shot. I mean, if you watch when the ball hit, the ball deflected to the pocket. It didn't try to drive through. I mean, it was very close.
Yep. Oh, that's got a hook.
Oh, I get fearful watching the right side of the lane up 4. Oh, my goodness.
Our vantage point isn't that great when we see it off their hand. I got to watch it on the monitor here.
I hate to say it,
but yes, it's just, sometimes when they throw spare shots and they're off balance, it's never fun to watch.
This is must strike.
That's got to go.
Good. Oh, man.
10 pin.
That was close. But the ball might have just pushed a hair bit long. Because right at that point, it just need to pick up a hair bit. And you can even see where it tapped the 10 pin bumped a little bit.
Yep. Like we said, with the new pins that we got in here for the TV show, you're not going to get those light hits because the bottoms are brand new and it makes a big difference.
Oof. I was seeing that. So
another close call.
4 pins in 2 frames.
Yep. So we got a 4-pin match here. This could turn into something here. 2 frames to go.
I've always tried to pride myself with this position is getting in the 9th frame, and I tried to fill the best I can. Because this is so important. If you fill in this with a strike and going into the 10th, you have the opportunity to double up your wood really well. And if your opponent doesn't, that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, and he's got the advantage here. He needs this strike here to put a little bit of pressure on.
Oh, shoot.
Goes a little bit high. not a little bit high, way high, leaving the 3-6, 7-10. Look at his reaction off of the shot, and you know the ball just keeps flying high, and this is makeable.
It is.
Hey, we've seen a lot of split conversions over the last couple of weeks. We can definitely see another one here. See what he does. That's got a chance. Ball picks up.
A little bit too soon.
Too soon. Okay, well, listen, if Pat goes spare, he shoots. No, he needs a strike in there, at least in the 10th. Yeah, Patrick needs a strike somewhere to at least shut out Dan. That looks good.
Certainly does.
Oof. Just a skosh high, leaving the 4-pin.
He knew it. He was hoping. He was hoping.
Wow.
He's pulling that ripcord.
Yeah, he knew it was good. Look at him post that shot. God.
It's a great pitch.
Well, should be a routine spare here. Taking the lead by 10.
There hasn't been anything routine these last 8 weeks.
All right, there you go. There's the routine. So 10-pin lead going into the 10th. We have a potential for a tie here, Don.
Certainly do.
Yeah.
Strike spare off the sheet.
Strike spare, and Dan can go off the sheet.
Yep. Has there been a tie so far?
This is must strike.
Yes.
Yes.
There has been a tie so far?
Last year in the show there was no tiebreaker. If ever there is a tiebreaker, just to let everyone know back home, it's going to be sudden death roll off.
Oh, that's
so
fun.
One shot.
That's fun.
That's super fun. That's got to go.
He has feet underneath him. Oh, no.
Leaves the same split that Dan left on lane 4.
Certainly did. I wonder if all of a sudden we didn't have like a little breakdown on the back end, and they're both just doubting it.
Wow. I'm very surprised that back-to-back leaves from 2 different competitors on the same lane.
And 2 different angles, 2 different entry angles, 2 different rolls.
Definitely.
I mean, these guys are night and day.
Yeah, definitely. But still, great. Unbelievable. He's got to get 3. Oh, it doesn't even give him count.
Oh, my God.
That was a gimme and a half right there.
He needs to fill. He needs to fill.
Yep.
And so far in these events, nothing's a given.
Yeah, so we need to fill the frame here. When we mean fill the frame, it's either a spare or strike here in the first shot to ensure the victory. That looks good. Does he like it?
Great shot. Oh, no!
Oh, he trips out the set.
How about that? What a break. I almost fell over. Oh, my God.
Wow, almost 7-10s. That was unbelievable. So this is a must-spare situation here, Don.
It certainly is.
Let's see what he's got here.
Look at all those pins up on the deck up there rolling around. There's more pins in the deck than was in the rack.
Wow. Unbelievable. Hey, gets the spare. Gets the spare. Shot. So Dan Champoux with the first victory of the day. Squeezing out the victory with a potential 168 here with the fill.
There it is.
There we go, 167.
It's enough for a win.
Very low scoring affair here, Don. I did not expect this from these competitors.
I certainly didn't either.
Yep. So congratulations to Dan Champoux on the second victory. He will go up against Olivier Godin, who shot 278 in the first match. He's got his work cut out for him because his opponent beat him by 110 sticks. That's what else do you want me to say? Not much else I can say to that. He needs to sit down and evaluate. I think he needs to take whatever he did this game and completely forget it. Try something completely different because there's no way that he's going to win with 170 again.
No.
That is guaranteed. I will put my hand in fire for that, but it's guaranteed. He needs to try something different. He needs a new ball. He needs to change something in the mix for him to be able to come up with at least a 220, or at least this game.
Or change his ball speed. I mean, everything keeps on picking up.
Yeah.
He needs to get the ball through the front part of the lane.
Yeah.
And going left is not going to be the answer for him.
No, for
that's
him,
a kiss of death.
And he's really good at throwing it hard. So I'm very surprised that he's trying to soft roll it.
Yeah, so am I.
Yeah, so like if we can send some, brain waves to each other, ball down, keep your ball speed up, play in the dry.
Or if you are going to stay in the same ball, flame on.
Flame on, yeah.
Yeah, throw it.
Yeah.
Throw it.
So hopefully he heard us, and let's see what he's going to do.
Obviously he did, because he's not paying attention to us.
So, we've got a great competitor here with Olivier Godin. And, like I said, shooting 278 in the first match and striking on his first practice ball, that's definitely going to be something to watch for.
Yep.
For sure. All right, Don, so now we got the third game here coming up. We've got the winner from the first match, Joel Larche, coming out victorious out of the match was Olivier Godin, shooting 278 to 242. And in the last match, we just had Dan Champoux that beat one of his great friends, Patrick Daou, in a low-scoring affair, 167 to 161. So this is going to be a good match of two guys that like to go up and at him. Olivier should be attacking the lanes a little bit further left than Daniel, but we'll be able to see. But still, we got one match where, again, just guys blowing it out of the water with high scores and low-scoring affair in the other match.
If you're Olivier walking in after shooting that awesome score, I mean, now you're going to have a good positive feeling. You're going to come off a great score. You're going to have a great opportunity. And his opponent actually threw the ball a little bit softer, not as much hand. He was actually playing a little more direct. Now, we've been preaching for a while now. Yeah. Straight is great.
Yeah, straight is great. And also the fact that, Dan, coming off of a win with a 160 game, he's going to have to make some ball changes.
Yeah.
He was throwing something maybe a little bit too strong, and I'm looking forward to see if he's going to make any changes going into this third match.
Yeah, because when he got in, he leaked a little bit, it hung on him, and then when he went ahead and over squared, the ball tended to want to pick up a touch, and so he was sort of in no man's land. He was what you call in jail. He was trapped.
Definitely, yeah. So we see here now stepping up on the right lane, like I said, is he making a ball change? And it looks like he's got a different piece in his hand there.
It certainly does.
Let's see what he does. It looks like he squared up a little bit.
Oh, that ball definitely
great shot. That's the best look that he's had since the start of the series. Again, shooting 160 is not just bad ball reaction, it's also bad execution, but that looked a lot better than what he had in game one.
That was a ball change. There's no question, because prior to that, his ball was very lazy off the spot. Yep. That ball made a defined direction.
Yeah, I think in the first game he was throwing a code black, and he made the move to a Marvel Pearl, which is going to make a little bit of a stronger change of direction, but less overall hook. And then we've got Olivier Godin, great shot there, just tripping out the 7-pin. And, coming off of a 270 game, what else do you want to expect? I
mean, it's like the guy that didn't even to take a step away. It's still just an extension of his last game.
Yeah. For sure. So he's just trying to build on the momentum, and both players start with great first shots here out of the gate.
If you look at the way the pattern is the house plays, his game matches up. Firm speed. He pushes the ball through the spot, and his ball rolls heavy in the back, and where you can open the back part of the lane up.
Oh, there's another strike. And this guy is going to be a force to reckon with throughout the entire series. He's got a really great ball reaction. He has yet to change balls either in a fill or whatnot, and he's got a good look, and basically just keeping his speed firm, getting his hand underneath it, and he's definitely...
Look at the way the ball goes to the pocket. Yeah. It's the ball finally comes off the back end. It's fallen to the right side of the 5-pin, which is best for carry.
Yeah. Then we got Dan here. Another great shot. Looks good off the...
Oh,
great
check
shot.
that out. Tear the pit.
Both players start with strong doubles to start the match. This ball change could be a game changer here for Dan Champoux, because his ball reaction was horrible in game one. Yeah. And now to come back with such a great start in game two, can't believe it. It's amazing to see.
Now, the ball change he made was good, because he went from asymmetrical to symmetrical. Symmetrical to be a little more calmer off the spot. It's not going to want to hit PSA so quick. And also with that being Pearl, it's going to help the ball create angle in the back end.
Definitely. But here he needs to keep the momentum going, because, bowling against a guy that just shot 270, he's going to need to make some good shots. Oh, he leaks that one just a little bit right. So, again, going to a ball with a little bit more change of direction, and he now feeds it into the dry. This is what you see. Yes. So he gets it a little bit right and a little bit soft, and what happens? The thing just goes straight through the break, leaving a 4-pin. Still not bad.
Yeah, still a great shot. I mean, at least he's controlling the pocket now. I mean, the first match, he was fighting just to get reaction. Now he has a good read.
Yeah, definitely.
Nice cover, and it just watching guys throw their strike shot for their spares is just it just gets me all nervous.
But still, if he feels comfortable with that, just let it be.
Olivier's getting up. I love the way he sets up. I mean, the ball under his chin, drop the shoulder. I mean, he has sort of a contemporary classical type game mixed together.
Yeah, but you know, coming from Sorel and working with the great Richard Lafleur, you know, like you can only
great
get
shot. Look at the way the 6 snaps to 10 outs.
Yeah, but like I said, you know, working with a great coach like Richard, you can only get great results. So, you know, really looking forward to seeing what this kid's going to do in the upcoming weeks.
He's a great talent.
Yeah,
he's a nice student in the game. And Richard is a great coach. He's been a student of bowling for many years.
Yeah, but just great start to the match, and you can't ask for more than that.
Gets himself set up. I'm sure he's going through the point right here. I'll keep his mind nice and empty. He's going through the shot.
Oh, there's another strike.
Slap for 5.
Just knocking out the
5.
5-pin. Wow, look at this. You know, just gets a little bit antsy with it, doesn't get his hand around it as much as he wants. The ball labors a little bit, just stoning the 5, just slapping him around. Slapping around. Starts with a 4-bagger. Really,
ham bone. We got a ham bone.
Ham bone just
laying down the ham bone.
Really strong start with a 4-bagger. Dan really needs to back this up with another strike here. Oh, goes out. Oh, he almost logs it. Almost gets the 6 to fall at the last minute. No beans, though.
No. That's one of those fake messengers.
Yep.
You know, he came in right behind the head pins or dropped off the back. So I'm going to tease you and just not quite get there.
Yeah, but still great shot from a great competitor here with Dan Champoux. Great spare.
Nice
covering the 6-pin. And we have a little bit of a deficit here for Dan Champoux with Olivier just steamrolling him right now with the front 4. This is a must-strike situation for him to get back in the match.
Dan's got a very nice game.
Yeah, very methodical to start.
Very classical, you know, very much the old style, playing pretty square, you know, nothing crazy.
That looks in.
Looks like a good shot. Oh.
No, that was in.
Yeah, it was.
You know, off his hand, that was left, and lucky enough, only leaving the 3-6-10, which is not a gimme.
Yeah, that's a very difficult spare, and it's a difficult spare on what lane?
Lane 4.
Lane 4, the right lane.
Yeah, right lane's been tough for all the competitors in the A bracket, and we're seeing this now in the B bracket.
Man,
great spare,
nice
covers it up nicely, makes sure the spare, and you know, I like to go straight at it, but a lot of competitors here on this show are liking to hook at it a little bit, and that's really a true testament to their trust and their ability.
It is, you know, but if when you start throwing that strike ball, the chance of having the ball hit every pin is difficult. So throwing straight at it with a spare ball is your better opportunity.
Oh, goes high.
Oh, look at that leave.
You know, and especially very odd to see that on the left lane because the left lane's not been the problem pair. The problem lane. And, you know, guys go high here, leaving the 3-6-9-10. He's going to have to hook at it because of the sleeper in the back.
Yeah, I think he just got a little soft with it and got it in as a combination of a few things. And 3-6-9-10. I hate this spare. Mark, I can't tell you the word hate, how much I hate this spare. It is tough.
So he's got to get it to the right and make it just hook in slightly and take out the 3 and the 9, and he covers it beautifully.
Excellent.
Beautiful cover on a spare that seems easy to the naked eye, but definitely not.
Yeah, it's brutal.
A gimme. But still, he's got a commanding lead here with 21-pin lead going into the 6th frame.
Well, Dan's he's making a match out of it. I mean, considering he shot 160 his first game, it was you know, you thought he'd be a runaway, and it's definitely not. He is in the house.
Exactly. He's made some great moves, and he's still in the match. But you know, Olivier is in the driver's seat right now.
Oh,
great shot! Gets the 7 out.
Slapping the pins around.
Hit him thin, watch him spin, like you keep saying. This is. You know, he makes a little bit of a move left, leaks it right just a little bit. Ball's got enough juice to make it back up to the pocket and trips the 7-pin.
You know, Mark, well, you know, I know some guys line up and they like to do that, but I'm a firm believer you want to play flush pocket because now all of a sudden you're hoping that something will hit it. And any time that you play like that, my
knocks
God,
out the 7.
How about that?
Again, same type of hit, just light.
And just throws them around.
Just throws them around and lets the pins do the business instead of making the ball do all the work.
Look at that. That head pin went to work.
Yeah, all the pins on the back row were doing all the work on that one.
Yep. There's more pins in the deck than were in the rack.
That would be a hard strike to make.
I'm telling you.
That would be a really hard strike to make.
And once again, though, I mean, you get him bouncing around like that, but if you hit flush, the chance of striking is greatly increased, and it's more your strike accuracy increases a lot.
Great shot!
Great
shot by Dan. Hey, you know what? Like I said, he got away with the one in the sixth. He turned around, said, you know what? I got to make a good shot here. He turns around, and look at this, guys.
Boom.
No doubt on that. Nothing left on the deck. That's what you want to see. Great shot by Dan Champoux.
He gave it the mighty fist.
That's it. Let's see what Olivier's got here in the next frame.
Wow.
Comes back with a strike. Big double here in the seventh. Great shot. Still keeping a commanding lead in the game. Up by 21 going into the eighth. You know, this is where you want to be, you know, going into the late frames in the game. Just really trying to close in on your opponent. And a 20-pin lead goes really quick. You know, you go spare, and that's it. You know, it's gone. Oh, big shot by Olivier.
Beautiful shot.
I'm telling you, Don, this guy's going to be hard to beat, and he's going to be going up possibly, if he wins this match, he's going to be going up against Simon Tremblay, who Simon had an exceptional look in last week's event in the bracket. So that's going to be one heck of a match.
Mark, when that takes place, if it takes place.
Get popcorn.
I'm telling you, I want to sit in camp. I'm going to grow roots. I'm going to camp my seat.
Well, you know what? Dan's not going anywhere.
No.
Don. He's got a 21-pin deficit, and he knows that, but he's going to apply the pressure here. Needs the strike in the ninth to keep applying pressure.
There's 2 frames left. Anything can happen.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, spare for Olivier, and see ya.
Yeah.
Done. You know, so they really got to, can't stress it enough. Foundation frame here in the ninth, much strike situation. Let's see what he does here, folks. That looks good off his hand. That's got a hook. Ah, just missed it at the bottom. A little bit fast with his feet. Timing was off. Just completely missed it at the bottom.
He tried to help a little bit too much.
Yeah, way too far right. No beans on that one.
Yeah, he tried to manufacture something.
Yep.
What about manufacturing is that in his mind he thought he probably had to try and grab it and hit a little bit more instead of just going through it.
Yeah. So now all Olivier needs in the ninth and 10th is spare. He's got to fill the frames just to be on the safe side.
Yep.
You know, so potential 231 for Dan Champoux, and still potential 276 for Olivier Godin, who just came off a 278 game, so could not be a too shabby average for his first television appearance. Great shot by Olivier Godin. Look at this. Guys, I'm telling you,
this thing's shimmed up. This thing's watching it shims up.
First television experience, and he's going to go 270, 270. That's unbelievable. Really.
So, son, what is your tournament? What is your television average? Oh, I'm just a pin over 270.
I'll take that any day. Especially when prize money's involved, right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Let's just make this a confidence booster right now.
Oh.
And that's not a confidence booster.
No. But at this point in time, I don't think that matters very much.
He's got 237 locked in, and you know, all Dan can do is 231. So that's pretty much it right now. So great showing by Olivier Godin. Unless you know, you take away those 2 errant shots, and he's got the best look in the building.
Yes.
And that's one of the things that you know, we'll go talk after the show, and I'll tell him, you know, that he's got the best look in the house, and he's got a good chance of winning this whole event over the next couple of weeks. So he's got to go back home, focus, and really ensure that he's you know, he's got something planned for the next coming weeks, because he's going to be facing off against last week's champion in Simon Tremblay. And Simon didn't flinch either. You know, two big games for the W's, and
you know that he's not afraid to make a change. We saw that in the 10th frame.
Yes, definitely.
Oh my gosh, I still fell on the floor.
Yeah, that was great, but still great showing by Dan. Obviously coming off a bad first game of 167, turning around and shooting 220, and that's what I said. He's got to shoot at least 220. Made the ball change and has a clean game under his belt now, and is able to go home and saying, hey, you know what, I came back from, I had a good showing, had a bad first game, but I picked it up and finished well. And he comes out here and he shoots a 220 game to finish off, but he ran into another buzzsaw with Olivier Godin, and you know, what do you want? Can't win them all.
No.
You know, you got to go. You got to hold your head up high. He's clapping himself, and you know, great show by Dan Champoux. So again, great showing again, and congratulations to our winner Olivier Godin, who wins the one of the other top 16 positions going into the top 8, going to face the winner of last week's week, who is Simon Tremblay again. And
that is going to be a match.
That's going to be a good match because we got two guys that have really good ball reaction. They got the right idea. They got the right look. They're in the right spot in the lane. They're almost on top of each other.
Yeah. But you know, I thought Simon was a little bit further left and playing a little more of a loop, but his hand is softer, so his ball doesn't respond. And on the other side here, the last victor here, his arms, he has a long arm swing. He's able to push the ball to that spot. So both of them are going to hit the same part of the lane at different angles, at different ways, but they're both highly effective.
Right. And next week, we've got great competitors. We've got last year's runner-up in wins, Marc-Olivier Gendron. We've got 3-time Canadian national champion, David Simard. We've got Marc Genet, first time on TV, and Réal Couette, who was on last year as well. So we've got some great bowlers coming up in next week's event. And, you know, just a lot of great competitions. Really looking forward to seeing the first match, Marc-Olivier Gendron against David Simard. So, again, everybody, tune in next week. This is Strikers, the bowling champions. I'm Mark Buffa. This is Don Mose. See you guys next week.
Keep striking.